Hello my kings, queens, and everything in between. My name is Marcus Royalty and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is kind of special because I have this old tablecloth that was lying around my house and I decided to turn it into a sleeveless vest. So my goal for this tablecloth is to use as much as the bordered prints and the prints in the middle as possible. First thing I do is cut off all the straight ends of the tablecloth at the end. Now, taking one of my shirts that fits me very well, I'm going to copy it in a very specific way. So what I'm doing is copying up one of the side seams, the back armhole, and the shoulder seam. Then using my straight edge, I create one long diagonal line across the entire front. This is what's going to help me give the crossover effect later. Once I've trimmed up all the markings, I then just go ahead and cut out everything with my scissors. And as you can see, my ginormous head is in the way, so that's not annoying at all. You can also see how I have to cut out the fold of the shirt. This means that my shirt doesn't really have a lot of seam allowance to work with, but that can be easily fixed with a different stitch. Now on the tablecloth, there's this really big symbol that I want dead center in the middle of my back piece. So using my front piece as a guide, I'm simply going to fold my front piece in half and then line up the centers. And then from here, it's the same old process. I sew the shoulder seams and then sew the side seams. Now for this project, if you're using a tablecloth that doesn't allow you to make any seam allowance on it, I suggest that you use a serging stitch or a zigzag stitch because then you can sew straight on the edge and it won't really take away anything from the garment. And then here's me trying it on just to make sure I feel like everything's correct and everything fits comfortably. And then when I'm satisfied, I just serge off the ends and also the neckline. Now, using the border of the tablecloth, I'm going to make some straps and also a waistband. Now for the straps, I take a 12-inch length and fold it in half and then sew it as sewn here. Then you turn them inside out and there are your straps. Now for the waistband, I actually had to sew 2 lengths of strap together, and it turned out fine because all of it matched up pretty okay. For the waistband, I simply attach it right sides together, then I iron the seam allowance inside and then turn it all over. Now to add my straps, I take one of the straps and add it to the end of a panel, and then the other strap I attach to the side seam, to the side panel. And with some finishing touches, we're done.